What is the absolute worst movie you've ever seen? Five-headed shark attack. Astute viewers may notice that the shark only has 4 heads. But just suffer through the first 30 minutes and you'll see that with literally zero explanation the shark's tail just turns into another head. Oh no, this one's on my list. Spoilers. I'm still keen for it. Two-headed shark attack was pretty good at least. I'm 999% sure they only gave the shark 2 heads, so it could eat both girls in a threesome at once. My oh my, this movie sounds intriguing. Redneck zombies. Everyone told me it was bad. I knew it was going to be terrible. But the production quality was like 2 kids in the backyard with mom's video camera. I turned it off within 10 minutes. Watched the whole effing thing while high about 15 years back. I effing despised it. And while I have seen Manus, Hands of Fate, I legit believe this one is worse. The only reason I didn't get up and turn it off was that I was completely couch locked and incapable. So I just suffered. Horrible experience. Are we talking like legit have a budget movies? Or filmed in the La River so they can avoid needing permits movies? Roller Gator. I can't find the original. Only the Riff Tracks version, which is streaming on Prime. But geez, is it bad? It's fun though. Has Joe Estevez. Did you even know there was a Joe Estevez? Fun in Balloonland. I still can't believe this exists. The wonderful land of Oz. No way to explain it other than part-time porn director in the 1960s puts his kid in a movie. It's flipping creepy too. Fun in Balloonland seems like footage of the last time any of the actors were ever seen alive. Every frame of this looks like somebody's last known photo. Joel. Manus, the Hands of Fate. I want my mommy Kevin Murphy. Okay, seriously. What the H was that? Bill Corbett. Jeepers Creepers 3 gave me a whole new appreciation for Jeepers Creepers 2. Yeah. Maybe don't read up on the director of those movies and just forget they ever existed. Okay, I'll bite. He's a convicted pedophile. Jeepers Creepers. Jaws 4. Roger Ebert. I believe that the shark wants revenge against Mrs. Brody. I do. I really do believe it. After all, her husband was one of the men who hunted this shark and killed it, blowing it to bits. And what shark wouldn't want revenge against the survivors of the men who killed it? I read the novelization of J4 when I was young, and the book does go into a lot of backstory explaining that the J4 shark is actually related to Jaws shark. So out for revenge for killing its mommy, I think. Oasis of the Zombies. Bad acting, bad script, bad cinematography, bad directing, bad SFX. There is not a single redeeming feature to this film. So of course I watch it whenever it is on. I'm impressed at how the sweep of a single palm tree leaf can keep the Africa corpse off your trail. Dracula 3000. I saw it years ago and it still haunts me. I powered through, but couldn't take much more when I got to the scene where Coolio crawls on all 4s through dry ice smoke, hissing, in almost utter silence. Atlantic Rim. It's a Pacific Rim knockout but it just goes off the rails. Never finished it. Mystery Science Theater 3000 couldn't even save it. So you know it's bad. I've rewatched every new MST3K multiple times. Except that one. It's so bad. Son of the Mask. R. Jamie Kennedy. The Poor Man Seth Green. Tall Girl. Stopped watching after like 5 minutes in. Toss up between Dragon Ball Revolution, The Last Airbender and After Earth edit, Dragon Ball Evolution. Sorry, I didn't care enough to remember the exact title. I guess XD. I don't know about After Earth. The scenario is that you need a person who does not project fear or any strong emotion. Who better to cast than the animate lump of wood that is Jaden Smith. I get that Will Smith wanted to help his kid get an acting career going. But holy yes, that kid is terrible at acting. Slenderman, 2018. Paid $8.75 for my ticket. My 9-year-old is super into scary stuff, but also cannot watch anything scary or she has nightmares. She begged and begged to watch this movie, so we ended up watching it together. She slept very soundly that night. Diary of a Wimpy Kid long haul. Just watched 24 frames of Nick's review of it on YouTube. #NOTMYRODRICK. Really felt bad when Devin Ballstick saw he wasn't in the movie. At least with Devin Roderick he was acting genuinely stupid. With New Roderick, you can tell it's kinda forced. New Roderick just doesn't have Devin Roderick's charm. Adam Sandler's Jack and Jill. It was so bad I can't remember any of it. My brain has shoved it into a dark corner. A screening of Jack and Jill was a reward for some contestants on Survivor. Their reactions made it fairly evident that it was a turd. I loved how Coach tried to spin it after watching it as a story of families sticking together because the producers needed something positive said to please the sponsor. But in an AMA years later he said it was awful. Watching the shots of everyone trying to enjoy it was hilariously painful. Birdemic was awful. I couldn't get past 10 minutes. It makes Sharknado a timeless classic. It took me and my husband about 6 months to watch Birdemic. 5-10 minutes at a time was all we could handle. Truly a terrible movie. I hear a mountain lion. I got to get to my house, and you better get to your car. You gotta watch the Riff Tracks live version. It's streaming on Prime ATM. Abduction. I don't know WTF prompted me to watch a movie with effing Taylor Lautner in it, but by god I want my 2 hours back. This mother fur was topless within the first 5 minutes. I should have known TBH. Eragon. Based on the book. Absolutely horrible. I always was so disappointed in that movie. I grew up with my dad reading me those books before going to bed. I'm about to start reading Chris Paolina's new book. It's a sci-fi and not young adult fiction anymore, just a normal adult novel. I haven't been this excited to read a book in a very long time. I'm 90% through it and it definitely lived up to expectations. Artemis Fowl. Hands down. Full stop. The worst movie I've ever seen. I was a huge fan of the books. Never seen the movie. I'll leave those treasured childhood memories untainted. Thank you. Artemis competently surfs in the real ocean. Just ick now. To spread my pain around. He probably likes lollipops in this movie. Best comment I've seen today. Thank you L. The Possession of Hannah Grace. Such a terrible movie. I felt cheated out of $8 watching that garbage. Terrible acting. Overused horror tropes. And the least scariest movie I've ever seen. Being Indian. This question is a little hard to answer. Battlefield Earth. Bad acting. Script. Plot. So horrible it is actually entertaining. In a perverse way. Oh man. Berry pepper hot off the Green Mile and straight into Battlefield Earth. Green Mile and Saving Private Ryan. He was always fun to watch in his roles. Try watching that Lindsay Lohan movie where she fakes her pregnancy to get out of her office job. It's so low budget that it has no soundtrack, no Farley track. Just speaking is worse than the one where Lindsay Lohan was an amputee stripper or something. The what now? It's called I Know Who Killed Me. Really stupid horror movie about rare sets of stigmatic twins they call them, who experience the same wounds. So one Lindsay is a stripper screw up and the other is a good girl. The good girl gets abducted and they start chopping off her fingers etc and the stripper Lindsay's fingers start falling off and she has to figure out who is killing her. LMAO. Is this the dark sequel to The Parent Trap? 99% of sci-fi originals. Blood Monkey comes to mind. Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. Just the movie itself was god awful. But the fact that it didn't even try to follow the book put it over the top. The first one wasn't good, but enjoyable if you aren't too attached to the books. The second one said F it, let's adapt the rest of the series. Throw out the epic battle for New York and give it the most anticlimactic final battle ever. The first one was pretty okay as a movie, meh as an adaptation. The second one is S at both. I recently rewatched both movies because it's a pandemic and I said F it, why not? I want to give genuine praise to the scene in the Lotus Hotel because the background extras are all wearing different styles of clothing that were popular throughout history. It's a small detail, but really sells the stuck-in-time nature of the scene. You are amateurs. I live in India. Your worst movie is like a cute kitten when compared to our worst ones. I'm Indian. Can confirm. I have family members slash relatives with the most questionable taste because they genuinely enjoy Indian movies with some of the most atrocious plots and characters I've ever seen. I see you're India and raise you Uganda. Who Killed Captain Alex is a masterpiece. Don't take its name in vain, but really it's so pure I love it. Agreed. I actually really enjoyed it, haha.